You are now tuned in to The Money Zone with your host, Folasade, the accountant for entrepreneurs. The time is now, your future waits, your money matters, make no mistake, it's not too late to dominate, so don't delay, get your money straight. The money zone, together we'll achieve your goals, we're building wealth, you're not alone, so don't delay, get your money straight.
Welcome everybody to the Money Zone with Folasade.
Hey guys.
So let's begin. Let me tell you a little bit about Folasade. She's an accountant and insurance broker, speaker, and business growth strategist. She has helped entrepreneurs and small business owners save over $25 million in lost revenue, tax assessments, penalties, and interest over the last 12 months. This financial powerhouse partners with clients to identify financial challenges, design optimal solutions, and oversee implementation of new systems that simplify financial processes for success. You can find Folasade at Suncrest Financial Services, 1300 Mercantile Lane, Suite 100 F1 in Largo, Maryland. So, Fola, tell us about you.
Well, Chan, first off, look, I'm just excited to just basically do what I do. So I'm a second generation accountant. So look, gotta give props to the old man. Dad is an accountant. So with that being said, it's not even really about me though, Chan. I'm on a mission to save 100,000 businesses $1 trillion. So with that being said is I'm really trying to reduce the small business rate, trying to make some impact so your small business and his small business and your small business that's watching us right now will be able to leverage, grow, dominate, and employ our community. So I save businesses millions of dollars so you can reinvest back into your business.
So what's your first, so let me ask you this first. Even your second generation accountant? Mm-hmm. Okay, so where does other than that, where else does your passion come from?
To be honest with you, Chan, it comes from growing up. I grew up in DC, Northeast, in Kenilworth specifically. And, things were a bit challenging. It was so much money coming in the community the first of the month, the fifth of the month. Most of our parents worked, you know what I mean? It wasn't like we were just sitting around not doing anything. But what I noticed was the money wasn't staying in our community. We had no form of assets or no form of businesses that can retain any of our money. And my dad was an accountant, and I was like, well, Dad, you got business clients? He said, yeah. Accountants are like, they run the world. I'm like, what you mean they run the world? He was like, they know all the tricks about the money, the taxes. I was like, bam, that's what I need to do. I need to know all the tricks, all the trades, so I can help my people. So that's where it come from, Chan, the mere fact that I grew up with nothing and just seeing my people suffer and realizing that the only way for us to no longer suffer is for somebody to get this accounting knowledge, somebody to get some knowledge about money so we can, kind of like level up. So that's where that extra drive come from, my background, my roots.
So, but when you say level up, because I see you're always dropping gems for people. You're always giving them something so that they can spark their mind, so that they can change their mindset. What is your definition of level up?
Okay, so my definition of level up is basically doing something that is not where you are right now. So for example, I drive a decent car, I got a little decent home that I own, you know what I mean? But that's somebody else's level up that owned an apartment and that drive a Beetle, you know what I mean? But my level up would be, a mini mansion and a Bentley and, more money in my bank account, but more so also with the mindset. Like, you can't really level up financially if you don't level up mentally. So just knowing that you're worth whatever you're going to charge, just knowing that you're capable and you're able, that's really leveling up, but putting the work behind it. So you can walk the streets, be confident and cocky and do all of that. But if you cannot perform, if you cannot do the steps to achieve results, then you won't be able to level up. So level up is basically achieving results that you probably thought you couldn't have.
See, and this is what I'm saying. Just in my first interaction, like this first show is for people to get to know you, and the subsequent shows you're going to be dropping so much knowledge and giving so much to them. When I met you, it was amazing because you're passionate about what you do. You're so knowledgeable. You know exactly how to guide people. What would be the biggest thing if a small business is just starting out? What would be the first thing that they should do?
Hire an accountant. The first thing, right off the bat. And let me I'm gonna be honest with you, Chan, right off the bat, because you first need to know, because a lot of business owners a lot of startups are 9-to-5ers.
Yes.
So they are transitioning from their 9-to-5. That business entity needs to meet your needs right now and for the future. So before you just jump out and go register a business and do all of that, my advice is go sit down with your accountant, figure out if that business entity structure fits your business industry. Does it fit the money you and your spouse make or you make? Does it fit where you are, and can it take you to the next 5 years? And then you need a game plan as to what to do. What needs to be filed, what you should be doing on an annual basis, what you should be doing on a monthly basis. So the first thing I would do is hire an accountant. That's what I would do, honestly.
But the thing is, your honesty is something that sometimes it's not taken.
That's why I don't have any friends, Chan. Only one girlfriend.
But no, but the thing is, what you're saying is true. Like building financial legacy, leaving a legacy for financial growth, and leaving a legacy of knowing about how money works for you and can take you to the next level. That's something that I see that you really want to educate everyone about.
Chan, that's priceless. You know how they say, go get your education, because nobody can ever take that from you. They cannot shoot your brain. Well, yeah, you can die, you know what I mean? But they cannot go in your brain and basically take out everything that you learned. So if I'm teaching you guys a strategy, or if I'm telling you a loophole, if I tell you that one time and you keep the resources or the workbook or the course and you access that, I should be able to save you that same amount of money or even more for the lifetime until they make adjustments to that, loophole or that credit or so forth. So honestly, you just have to make sure that you implement, and I can save you a lot of money.
So this is where I think, tell the people about one of your clients that you've had to rein in, and that you actually showed them the results.
Okay, so I actually show all the clients, I learned the hard way, Chan. I didn't show results, meaning I didn't illustrate the results to the clients. Mm-hmm. Now I do, because you're not going to deny my success. But one of our most recent successes, and we're actually going back and forth with IRS right now, is the IRS is trying to deny my client the claim for $38,304. Yeah, $38,000. So look, we trying to get his $38,000 back. So the IRS looked at the person that did his taxes, missed major NOL, net operating losses. They didn't carry them forward. So we amended the return or whatever. Come to find out, the IRS, being shady, going to send us a notice a month ago talking about, we received your claim for $38,000, but we were unable to process the claim due to us not receiving paperwork. I'm like, liar. I see the tracking number. You received it. You signed for it. Where's my stuff? So that's one of the things that we're working on right now. So overall, with this particular client, we'll actually get them. It was 108,000 plus for this particular one, but we're working on 38,000 specifically at the moment.
Ma'am,
that's
first
just
of
one.
all, listen, Facebook Live. Listen. Hey, how y'all doing? $38,000. That's somebody's year's salary.
Yes, it is.
That is somebody's mortgage payments for the year. That is a car, a whole vehicle, a Lexus, the low model,
A RV.
Thank you. That's a place to live. And okay, listen. That is that kind of results. That's something that I think as I hate to say it, our people, we typically go to these pop up shade tree tax people that, oh, okay, girl, let me go take this 3-hour course so I can go do these taxes come tax time so I can go get these coins. This is where, even if you don't have a business, why should you get an accountant?
Oh, well, first of all, the world is full of numbers. You have to have a budget for your household. You have to have some type of system. And what accountants are amazing at is implementing systems. Like, we hate to implement our own systems, right? But when it comes down to monetary systems, we know how to tell you how to flow the money, how it should come into the household, what you need, and so forth. So regardless if you don't have a business or not, you definitely may want to either reach out to a personal finance guru or an accountant. They can help you in both ways. But one thing I want you to understand too is that this is the time, though, if you don't have a business and you've always thought about it, this is the time, y'all, to kind of like knuckle it up and figure out if that business will work. I don't think it'll be no easier time to become a millionaire, honestly. So even if,
you said what? That's 6 zeros, right? Or seven figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So even if they start a small business, like, making like little flowers or whatever, making like little tool flowers, that can generate revenue.
Definitely. It's all scaling. See, the biggest problem, that's, Chan, I'm gonna be honest with you, when I come on every Tuesday here at RIP Radio, y'all, we're going to talk about a variety of things that so many small business owners are facing right now. And that's one of those things, Chan, scaling. Like, for example, I'm one person. If I try to do 1,000 taxes every year, I would not enjoy my family at all. I will be stressed. So I have to scale. I have to hire. I have to employ. I have to delegate.
Right.
So that person can make $1 million if they scale.
Scale. Not the way scale, but scale.
Scale. Put the business on the side. Start scaling the business.
So with all of this, like, I really do think that explain to people who you are. You're so passionate about it, and I see your passion. That's something that is very evident. You have multiple courses that you've released before that people have taken advantage of. What was their biggest takeaway?
Oh, wow. That is really no shortcut to, how would I say this, to really beating the tax system. You have to do the work. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Most small businesses think that it's okay not to do their bookkeeping. But if they overpay in taxes, how they going to employ? So the only way to really beat the system is, one, doing your bookkeeping, keeping your records, even your personal records. And remember, you said if you don't have a business, do they need an accountant? Keep your personal records. For businesses, also keep your personal records. But then you guys, you have to understand something. And Facebook is gone out too. The services.
The Wi-Fi. Go ahead.
Yeah. So even.
Because you stream on Facebook too, right?
Okay, good. Okay. So even if, look, I got to get used to being live too, y'all. So look,
this is a great way to walk people into seeing you.
Yeah. So Chan, even if you don't have a business, one of the things that they had to realize is that the tax code can benefit you. You just have to know how. Because, like, it's a lifestyle thing.
You know what? The new tax code, I went to a meeting and it was all gloom and doom. And when you explained it, it made more sense to me. It's not all gloom and doom.
No, it's not.
You just got to know how to redo what you normally do to get the same or even more breaks than you had before.
I'm gonna be honest with you though, Chan. Like, I'm having my masterclass on Saturday, how to pay your child through your business, and come to find out, this is really the best time to employ your children because the amount that we can shelter to them is much higher than what it has ever been. So to be honest with you guys, this is really the time for you to start hiring your children if you own a legitimate business. But how do you go about doing it? The rich only really know how to do it. They the ones that really can only afford to do it. But I put that out there, Chan. I give people the juice. I give them I give them the juice, Jan, to be able to go out and save money on their taxes and do what's required. Like, yeah.
So the biggest thing I think a lot of people are not understanding, because they always say, "Oh, I don't make enough money to do that. I don't have no money to put back." They don't want to reinvest into their business. How major is it to reinvest in your business? Because everything can't be free.
Epic.
You don't pay bills.
Epic.
I'm just saying.
Epic. Failure. Like, if you don't invest into your business for tax purposes, the IRS is going to look at you as that's a hobby. First off, what legitimate business do not incur business expenses, like legitimate ones? Like, what business don't? First off, so the IRS can, that business don't look like it's legit, right? Right?
It's a hobby if you're not reinvesting.
Because it can, like I said, like, let's put the cards on the table, Chan. What real business don't reinvest back into their business? I don't even know.
Even non-legit street pharmacists invest in their business
yes. So that wouldn't even fly. But to be honest with you, you have to make those necessary investments, because if you don't, you're going to get stuck. That's why most small businesses are stuck at 6 figures, because they didn't make the investments early in their businesses. They didn't hire the staff. They didn't put the systems. They didn't do what's required to take their businesses to the next level. And to be honest with you, that's why our community is stagnant. We cannot employ if we don't scale, if we don't leverage. We can't do none of that.
See, okay.
I'm getting hyped. I'm getting hyped. I get hyped. Look, I get real hyped, y'all.
You know what?
Hey, Facebook, y'all.
What really makes a difference is that you want people to understand, and you break it down and give it to them in relatable terms so that they can understand that. Look, get your money together. Get it right now.
Get your money.
Yes. See, that's
get your money.
You want to get them where they need to go now, so that their kids, when it's time for them to go to college, they can just write a check.
See, Chan, I think what's happening is that we're scared to lose the material. The material, not just the Jordans, I'm talking about the house and the car too. That's material too. Let's think about it. We do need a roof over our head, but do we need a bigger house? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we're scared to lose those things, but everything that's worth gaining, you have to lose something. So what I'm saying is that sometimes we may have to cut back. Like now, you and Cleavon got me spending bricks. Like, I'm spending bricks. I'm spending people's annual bricks every month, right? But let me tell you something. If I don't make those investments, I won't be able to see the level up in my business. So that ties into what we just said about the investments. But then also, if we don't do it, what impact are you going to make? What life are you going to change?
Because some people going to go to the grave with bills.
Yeah.
And you don't want to go to the grave with bills.
No.
Like, so with real estate, so let's say I want to segue into, how do you feel about when real estate agents, they are looking at, before you buy a house, because when I have my house built, they ask me what they look at your bills and they look at all of that, but all they say is don't spend such and such. They don't tell you when you get in the house what to do with how you budget. Like, how do you feel like with realtors partnering with an accountant to help set these homeowners, these new homeowners, old homeowners, repeat homeowners, up with the skills they have so they don't go to foreclosure?
You know what? That actually should be part of their process. I think if most realtors implemented that, they will probably have longer term clients and generational clients, because their parents would know the impact that they made with them. To be honest with you, that was supposed to be done before you decided to become a homeowner. You were supposed to be a little bit responsible with your finances. You understand? Right. So before a person go and sign on a dotted line for that mortgage, there should be some form of budget in place. You know what I mean? So a realtor should definitely partner with the financial professional, preferably an accountant, because they need to understand the taxes too, to help them. And like you said, it would reduce foreclosure rates.
Because I didn't get that. I went to when I actually at 18, I didn't have any knowledge. I just know I wanted to buy something, and it was worth a while. So I did that, and I was like, wait a minute now. After a while, I turned it into a rental property. I did not get the tax breaks that I should have gotten with it being a rental, property. So going into my second home, I bought I was 24. And I knew a little bit, but I didn't know a lot. So back then when I was married, it was 2 incomes. Okay, we were great. Yeah. And then lo and behold, when it became 1 income, child, I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared. I didn't understand how much that could impact not having a budget in place, because I was out there freestyling like it was nothing.
So basically what that situation is, and that's the cardinal rule, we never want to go above both income levels with our overall expenses. You know what I mean? Yep. So if it was just your income, you just needed to ask yourself, am I able to cover this? And I always ask myself this now. Like, I'm married or whatever. I ask myself, can I cover all of this by myself? I have to ask myself that. And the reason being is because if I say no, then I may not need to make that purchase.
Okay. So,
you get what I'm saying? Because then I may need some help from somebody else. So you may need to ask yourself before you guys make any type of investments, can I handle this by myself at the position that I'm at right now? Not, in 3 months, I'm about to get a contract. 2 months, I'm about to close a deal. That's how people be. They're like, I'm going to go ahead on and get this.
So we're going to actually go to break. Tell us about the class really quick before we go to break.
So Chan, one of the most anticipated classes that I'm having on Saturday, October 6th, how to pay your child through your business. When I tell you guys this is generational information, you'll be able to teach your kids on how to employ their children. But this is one of those major loopholes that if you're not in, you will never be able to achieve this. You can go ahead and Google it. It's 1.25 links to how to employ your children. But guess what, Chan? They don't tell you. They tell you the benefits. They say, well, you can shelter this. Well, you can possibly save this. But it don't tell you how. So, on Saturday, I'm going to spill the juice. I'm going to tell my people, man, how to do it. I'm going to give them my 7-step blueprint. Like, basically, do this, do this, do this. By Monday, your child will be your full-time employee or part-time or whatever the case may be based on your situation. So I'm basically about to break the rules on Saturday. I'm about to tell the juice. Tell the juice.
And with that, we go to break.
All right.
And now we are back with Folasade. I'm telling you, y'all better register for that class, because she's going to change your life. She has changed mine in multiple ways. Like you have... Child. The biggest thing is, I think, for going forward, this is for this second half. I really want to talk to you about your views currently now on the minimum wage and how that's affecting people's lives, how that is having people reevaluate their living situations. So what would you do to try to help people to understand, if they only making $14 an hour, what they can do?
I'm going to be honest with you, Chan, I'm a realist. And I'm not the one that settle for, can I curse? For bullshit. Right. I had to make sure for bullshit. So I'm not that one that's going to say settle. I'm going to tell you, go out and work for what you think you deserve. Like, I'm not the one to say, if you sitting at that table, you not performing, you're not worth that $14 an hour. Let's be real gleeky right now, right? But if you work hard and you feel like you worth $20 an hour, the trick is you got to show your worth. You got to put it on paper. You got to show the numbers. I achieved X, Y, Z on X day, and you're your company was able to benefit at this level. Without my participation, you would not have been able to achieve X, Y, Z. On this occasion, and don't just stop at one, I'm talking about have a train list. And they're going to say, you know what, can you come back tomorrow? And they're going to think about it. And more than likely, you're going to get what you're worth. I don't want you guys to get comfortable with $14 and $15 an hour, because that was what we were supposed to be only making in high school. Come on now. I want you guys to go out and do whatever you need to do to get the certifications, or go to school, or work harder, read, show your worth, update your resume, take some training, do something. Because let me tell you something. You cannot survive all $14 an hour. Let me tell you why. If you multiply $14 an hour by the Social Security rate, which is what they paying 6.2% in Social Security, and then they pay 2.9% in Medicare. So after the $14 an hour, let me get my phone and I can calculate. You only taking home $11 and like 20 something cent per hour.
Boom,
so then, if you catching a Metro, right? Metro taking $4.95 if you park in your car. Is about $3.95 to get to the nearest train station. So once again, 1 4 hour of your day is going to travel. So if you want to sit back and get comfortable at that 9 to 5, then I'm like, that doesn't settle well in my skin, in my blood. I don't like that, Chan.
So how you gonna have generational wealth if you spending your hour every day in a 5-day work week? 5 days you actually working just to get there.
Exactly.
And to get home.
Exactly.
That just doesn't make sense.
There are too many opportunities out here right now. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's so many small business owners that's just like me that's making a killing. It's difficult for us to find legitimate staff. If y'all really want to make more than $14, $15 an hour and really become into a business that possibly will be that next big thing, you might want to start watching these entrepreneurs and figuring out how you can position yourself to get employed with them. Stop thinking these big corporations work for you. They don't. They don't work for you. Go and work for a small business that can do something for the community, that can probably give back, like that can make some better impact. Like, guys, we need employees. Like, it's difficult, Chan.
And I really don't understand. And this is where I think a lot of people's misconception of working for a small business, they're not going to pay me. You don't have the huge overhead that a corporation has. So you can act and you understand, okay, this is exactly what I need. My employees
I'm going to go ahead and shut you down off that. That can happen regardless. I don't care how big a company is. Walmart today can say they're going bankrupt. If the stock market crash, every Fortune 500 job will be gone, and a small business is going to be like, hey, you need a job now. hey, I'm here. That's how they're going to be. So let's really put the cards on the table. There is no security in nothing that you don't own.
See there? A lot of times people don't understand, like, if you own it,
it's yours.
It's yours. Can't nobody take that.
Can't nobody take nothing from me. I can lose every client, but I still got Suncrest. Hey,
you sure
it's mine.
And that's yours. And this is how we have to change the mindset of our people, period.
And that's why we're doing the Money Zone at RIP Network.
Yes, because you know what? You're a black-owned business. You own this. This you. So at the same time, a lot of people don't understand, like, once I work with entertainers, I work with, other companies, I work with you know what I'm saying? I work with quite a few people who have their own, but they also are working another job too. So it's like, and I see the deficit and I see the deficiencies that are going on. It's like, I'm gonna make a suggestion, but it's easier, I think, coming from someone who knows the financials. Like, you know what, you got to stop doing this because you're losing this amount of money every.
Right.
I can't say that because I don't know the books.
Right.
But you can look at something and say, okay, you know what, you're losing money by this.
I can look at a person and know if they overspend, I can just blink. And that's why people don't like me, Chan, because I can already figure, they know my presence is that strong. I make them so uncomfortable because they feel like I can read them. But I'm not. I just be relaxing, though.
But I love the fact that you read me honest with me.
But to be real honest, though, like, this is why we're doing what we're doing right here, right now.
Right.
Because if we don't talk about this money problems and get comfortable talking about the money challenges that we face in the African American community or any community, right? How do we ever resolve it? We will never resolve any financial problems if they're not communicated.
That is very true.
So if such and such down the street is struggling, instead of us laughing at them, go throw them a bone. Like, go buy them some groceries or something. Like, go do something to relieve them of that stress. Like, you sitting there dogging that person out. Like, nah, go and knock on the door and do something.
And this is what irritates me about people. I'm sorry to point. So many people say, oh, you a bum, you this and you that. But it's like, if I see a potential in somebody, they can not have a dime, but I see where they can go to be something else. I'm going to give them the tools and guide them the way they can go to make the money so they can be something. And I get a lot of pushback.
No, and I'm about to shut you down on that. What you need to have is something in the contract that say, if they pop off, they are responsible to pay you XY percentage of such and such. You never, when you are doing those type of blind investments, like the shark, now we're not even going to call it Shark Tank. We're going to call that, I can't even think of a program that resemble that. Like, you saving up, can I say, you doing, Cleavon, can I be myself, y'all? Like, y'all know I'm not a regular accountant. Like, I'm even my audience, sometimes they be like, you curse and this is me, like, this is me. Like, I gotta be me. Like, everybody may not accept me. That's fine. I'll put on my own stadium. Like, that's fine.
I want you to be you, please.
Jan, I even forgot my little train of thought because I was about to go.
And this is what I want people to see about you, because you're passionate and you know what you're talking about. Like, that is exactly, yes, when I do blindly invest in people, that's
you're supposed to have a contingency clause that say, if XYZ, if you're able to achieve this, you get a certain percentage.
Right.
And if they don't pan out, you don't get anything. But if they become an overnight success, at least you get paid. Like, so many people are being taken advantage of because the person put them on and they forgot where they came from. Boo, you were dirty before I cleaned you up. Like, you know what? And
I've been cleaning it, but I'm just going to throw that out there. I sure have. Not saying I'm doing it because I want something, but it's like, I do things because I see potential.
Yeah.
I do things because I see where their life can be different.
Yeah.
And it's not about what can happen for me. It's about seeing that change and seeing that life that they have for themselves. And I believe that's one of the things that I respect and admire about you, is that you could take a business that's underwater and teach them how to come back up afloat and get back on straight.
Yeah, because I was one of those businesses that was underwater, Chan. I've been there. And the reason why I went underwater was because I didn't scale, because I didn't put systems, because I didn't do what I'm teaching you guys to do now. Like, I didn't incorporate my accounting in it. Like, I made a lot of mistakes. You know what I mean? I negotiated my prices. I did so much. And that's why I do not play with my clients today when it comes down to contracts and just certain little things. It's because I've been there. It doesn't do nothing but beat you down, and they eat you up and spit you out like you didn't do nothing for them. Let me tell you something, Chan. Every client that I've literally saved them millions of dollars, when I tell you I'll be saving them hundreds of thousands for the rest of the life of their business, gave me their ass to kiss. So what I realize is this: you have to protect yourself at all costs when it comes down to business, and you have to always charge your worth. Always, because when they become that overnight success, they gonna forget about you. When the IRS no longer knocking on their door, they forgot about me. When the state of Maryland was out of their head because I saved them, they forgot about me.
Oh no,
you know what I mean? But that's okay. No, but that's okay. That was a lesson learned, and that's why I am so adamant about us small business owners having our ducks in a row and doing what we're supposed to do. It's because when those times come, you gonna know how to adjust. You gonna be able to get the signs to say, this client not gonna pay me if I increase my prices next month. This client not gonna be able to afford me if I level up. And those are those instincts that failure, well, not even failure, because those not even my failure, that those tough times give you. So right now I'm real picky. I'm real picky with my clients now.
See, and this is where I'm getting to, and you had to rate in before, about working with certain people and making sure that they understand this is your rate. That negotiation is not a good thing. And
Now see, now I'll ask you, hey, break my payments down, and that's an accounting strategy. Let me tell you something. You will never deplete everything I got in my bank account, never. And let me tell you something. The wealthy people don't ever pay everything up front. They get it split up in payments. So
I actually learned that. I learned that at my first
and interest free.
And what they do is they hold the money in their account so they get the most interest they can get. Then they start paying out. So they're making money off their money even though they're going to pay it.
It's called float.
Oh, float.
It's called float.
Not a ruby float, but float.
Float.
Okay.
It's called floating. So they're floating the money.
So, and that's what I'm saying. They want to get as much interest as they can off of that money so they can use that money to pay those bills instead of using their real working capital. See, and a lot of people don't really understand, like even down to credit cards and when you pay them, how to do that, all that.
Chan, I got the tricks of the trade, Tran. I got the tricks of the trade.
You see, this is the money zone is going to be the place to come to get all of that.
All of Chan, all of that and more too, because we can't forget about our families, and we can't forget about discipline and structure, and all of that plays into our money. If your family not organized, if your household not structured, you're not gonna make a lot of money. If you don't have systems and stuff in place, you're not gonna make a lot of money. If you can't duplicate your process, and let me tell you something, small business owners, a lot of y'all think that the business is dependent on you. You will be the brokest business owner in life if you make your business depend on you. I'm going to say that one more time, y'all. If your business is dependent on you, you will always be broke, simply because you are only limited to 24 hours in a day.
That is true.
So that means you can only get things done within an 8 to 16 hour time span.
The time is now, your future waits, your money matters, make no mistake, it's not too late to dominate, so don't delay, get your money straight. The money zone, together we'll achieve your goals, we're building wealth, you're not alone, so don't delay, get your money straight.